What's up, everybody? So, I just wanted to share something, a personal story that happened to me a long time ago. This is the scariest thing that I've ever experienced in my life. And maybe, hopefully, somebody has experienced similar things like this. Or maybe, my goal in this video is just to basically open people's mind to like what's possible out there and, kind of like what exactly the reality that we're living in is. And, what is reality? People don't really know. And I don't know, my goal with this video and also a couple more is just to start making people start questioning, what, how, kind of like the life they're living and what exactly is going on. So, back when I was in college, I used to use meditation in these videos to help me de-stress when I was like stressed out with tests and homework and stuff. And throughout the years, I kept using these videos to help me fall asleep, like nature sounds or like guided meditations for sleep or whatever. And fast forward to 2016, I was on Optic playing in California when I was on Optic in Halo 5. It was me and APG and Maniac, and we were just at this hotel. And the next morning we had a local tournament to go to. But anyway, that night we ordered food and beer because we just wanted to relax in the hotel. So we drank a couple beers, got a little tipsy, and I remember I was going to sleep. Would need these videos to help me fall asleep, but I think what ended up happening was one of these videos I was playing YouTube auto played to a different video that was like warning high frequency astral projection inducing video, right? And next thing you know, I had woken up. I remember waking up at like around 10 a.m. and I knew like we had to get up soon because the local tournament was coming up. But I just remember waking up, and then the next thing I knew, I was basically astral projected into another realm. So I had left my body. Like my consciousness had left my body. It felt like when it happened, it feels like you get into this like your consciousness itself goes into like this weird vibration state where you're just like vibrating like a pole, like a metal pole, like as fast as faster than you could ever imagine. It's super hard to explain, but it feels like somebody, like when you finally leave your body, it feels like somebody like takes a baseball bat and like hits like the metal pole, and you just like boom, you leave your body and like go into like the astral realm, which some people think is like the dream realm, right? So there I am in the hotel room in like this other dimension, and I remember looking at my body. There was obviously APG and Maniac in the room with me, but I don't remember seeing them. All I remember is seeing like basically what I would call demons in the room with me. Now, hear me out to the end of the video. I don't necessarily believe that demons, so to speak, actually exist in this realm, or that they're actually just like sort of your fears and your negative and your dark, really dark, bad emotions almost personified, and it's almost like your brain hallucinating them, making them up yourself, or that they actually exist. Because from the little bit of research I've tried to do, I think I've seen people say both types of things. So I don't know what's real, but I know for sure what I saw, and it definitely seemed like the best way to describe them would be like dark demon entities that were like ghosts that were like didn't really have feet but were like floating around and like with weird like messed up clothes and like dark faces, devilish looking faces, something like from the movie Insidious, like just dark weird faces with like messed up sharp teeth and stuff like that, right? But so I just remember seeing them, and then boom, I'm back in my body, and I look around, and I can almost still see them. Like they're still like at the edge of my bed, and I just like threw over the covers over my head, and I'm just shivering, like shaking, because this is obviously the most scared I've ever been in my entire life, right? I didn't know what to think. I didn't even know what astral projection was. I had no idea what happened, right? So, yeah. After that, it led me down a path of figuring out, like, getting into, like, kind of these esoteric, like, weird ideas, right? Where, what is, like, what is astral projection? Like, what exactly is? Hopefully, maybe somebody watching this has more info on what exactly it is, or, if these things are out there are actually demons or just kind of like your fears and darkness, like, personified, which I'm leaning on that, definitely that side of the spectrum, that they're just kind of like your fears, and if you're in a dark state of mind or whatever, that they kind of come around or whatever because you're just feeling that fear, and that's just kind of like what's projecting itself in your in your like dream, so to speak. But it's not a dream. Astral projection isn't really a dream. It's different than a dream. I think it's comparable to like lucid dreaming, but like it just definitely feels different because you have a cord back to your body, and your consciousness is just like has left your physical body. But anyway, after that, a couple weird things started happening to me in my life, but I'm not going to get into that exactly. I just wanted to point out that this happened to me, and it's real. Like, I don't know if it's just kind of like your brain making it up and it's a projection, but it's definitely a real thing that people do, and like thousands of people out there practice this and have been practicing it since like the early 1900s at least. I remember seeing that somebody had practiced it back then, and on Google. So I just wanted to share this story and maybe get some information from you all out there and see what sort of things happen to you. I know this thing is definitely comparable to sleep paralysis. When you're when your physical body is kind of asleep but your mind is still awake. I know it's not exactly sleep paralysis, but like I think it's like part of it, or like part of a stage. Like maybe after sleep, when you're in sleep paralysis, you can kind of leave your body if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. I just this whole thing that happened to me led me down this path of searching for more truth, I guess would be the way to describe it. Like asking more questions about life and what's actually going on here. Because I know most people, obviously, there's some people that are like religious, some people that are quote unquote spiritual, which is kind of like what I would say. I'm kind of just like open to the idea of pretty much anything and almost like multiple things being true. And just, the answer I really believe is kind of like a mixture of everything out there. Because there is truth in a lot of the different things that I've looked up. But then there's people that are atheist. And I just wanted to point out that, like, dude, I used to be atheist, 100%. I was born, went to church. I was raised Catholic, went to church all the time, and just found it ludicrous, right? Absolutely insane. Like, how could you believe in something like this? But then I went atheist, and a couple things throughout my life have changed my perspective completely on being atheist. And this was the first one. This is the first thing that changed my perspective on, what life is. The fact that I pretty much left my body, had an out-of-body experience. It really helps you it almost helps you realize that, like, maybe death isn't the end. That's what I personally believe, is death is not the end. Like, I kind of think that we have a soul that has been around for a long time, and we live multiple different lives. But this experience itself has definitely reinforced the idea that, like, there might be some sort of afterlife or a different life or a continuation after this. And I really don't think death is the end. And I just wanted to spread this message because, I'm almost sick of living in a world that doesn't really get this yet. I think a lot of people are kind of where I was back in like 2013, 2014, where they don't really believe in the non-scientific things. But I'm used to be the biggest, like, science and math were my favorite subject. I'm a huge fan of science, but I really don't think science, like, they can't explain everything. And I think science and like this whole other idea of like, religion and spirituality, they're almost going to start merging, where they're almost like going to explain each other and like meet and have like basically have mutual, ideas about the actual reality itself. And maybe soon, maybe in our lifetime, they'll actually be able to explain reality and everything, because I don't know. I do think that there is truth out there in different things, and all you got to do is kind of like keep searching for it. And maybe one day we will definitely find it. But yeah, I just want to share this video and maybe, get people that have gone through similar experiences to comment and, let me know what they think astral projection is and what it's like, and also just to open people's minds a little bit. So yeah, hope you have a good one. I see you in the next video, because I'm going to make a couple of these. I definitely want to try to teach people and tell people some of the things that I've gone through, and hopefully open their mind a little bit, or see if they have similar experiences. But that's all for this one. See everybody later. Peace.